Hi everyone. In last sessions, what we discussed? We discussed about of the VPC. So already we completed the VPC theory session. So today we are going to start our VPC lab task here. So why VPC is important? So we can say called as our private cloud network. So it's a private we can say called as a virtual network environment for our AWS cloud resources, but which is a private. So already we discussed about of the what is the VPC and what are the different terminologies of the VPC. So whenever we going to create here the one EC2 instances, at that time already we seen here uh, we are using the default VPC. You can see here the whenever we edited here, then you can see the VPCs are required. But right now we are using the VPC here. So default VPC, we don't have any private VPC. So we don't have any own VPC. So I want to create a own VPC. At that time we can create it as per our requirement wise, and you can use it VPC in our different resources. So already we discussed about of the different terminologies here. What is the isolated network, what is the CIDR block, then subnet, route table, then internet gateway, then NAT gateway, VPC pairing, then security group, and NACL. Already we discussed it. So what is the isolated network? Isolated network is nothing but we can call it it's a private network. So we can create our own network. No one can access in our network, and no one we are not allowing to the any of them in our own network. Then after that, what is the cider block? Cider block is nothing but we can call as a we can decide the VPC sizing. VPC is not, sizing is nothing but so we will decide the how many IPs we require for the particular of the VPC. So that's why we can call as a we need to decide the VPC sizing from the cider block side. Then what is the subnet? Subnets is nothing but VPC is a big network. In that big network, we want to divide the small part. Then we can call as a it's a subnet. Then what is the route table? Route table is nothing but if we have the whatever we how the incoming traffic, outgoing traffic, and whatever we can say called as this traffic we need to the route it by using of the route table. Then we have to go with route table. Then what is the internet gateway? Internet gateway is nothing but I want to communicate with my outside of the suppose we have the one VPC. If we have the suppose we have the one resources which is been created in our AWS account, those resources I want to communicate with my outside of the network. Then what we have to do here? So we have to use the internet gateway. Then by using of the internet gateway, we can communicate with our outside of the network. That is called as the internet gateway. What is the NAT gateway? NAT gateway is nothing but we can say called as a we are not allowing of the any incoming traffic in our NAT gateway, but I want to communicate with my resources through the outside of the network. Then what we have to do here? We have to go with NAT gateway. Suppose if we have the one resources which is created, suppose we have the one private machines in our AWS account, then these private machines I want to communicate with my outside of the network. Suppose I want to ping the google.com. Then what we have to do here? Then we have to allow to the outgoing traffic from our side, but we are not allowing any incoming traffic in our private machine. Then we have to go with NAT gateway. Then what is the VPC pairing? VPC pairing is nothing but suppose we have the one private network here. So we can say call it a this is my one VPC, and this is my another VPC. Then I want to communicate between the two VPCs. Then what we have to do here? We have to go with VPC pairing. What is the VPC pairing? Is nothing but suppose here we have the one private network, we have the another private network. Then I want to communicate with my one VPC to the another VPC. Then what we have to do here? We have to go with VPC pairing. But what is the purpose of the exact purpose of the VPC pairing? Suppose we have the one we can say called as EC2 machines in particular of the machine, and if we have the one particular the EC2 machines in another VPC. Suppose we have the here one EC2 machines here and these EC2 machines I want to communicate with my another EC2 machine. Then what we have to do here? So we have to go with here VPC pairing. So then after that we have the security group. Already we discussed security group is nothing but, so it acts as a firewall in our resources. So whatever we have the resources, so I want to those resources secure, then what we have to do here, we have to go with security group. Then after that NACL is nothing but also it acts as a firewall, but it is not related to our resource level, it is related to our subnet level. So these are the things we have the VPC terminologies we need to understand before going to the laptop. So these are the things, but I want to create one VPC network and I want to communicate. I want to create one VPC network. In that VPC network, I want to communicate with incoming traffic as well as outgoing traffic, and after that I want to communicate with only outgoing traffic. So how we can create it? So first we are going to, we can say this is my VPC. In that VPC I am going to create here the two subnets. Okay, so you can consider this is my, you can, this is my VPC. Then after that we are going to create one subnet here. So we can say this is my subnet first. After that I am going to create here the second subnet here. Then after that I want to create one EC2 machines. So I'm going to create one resources in AWS. In that resources I want to communicate with these EC2 machines. So I want to allow the incoming traffic as well as outgoing traffic. So what we have to do here? So we can say this is my incoming traffic. Then we are responding to the outgoing traffic. So we can say called as the incoming traffic, outgoing traffic we want to create here. Then after that, so this is my one subnet, this is my second subnet. After that I want to create one private subnet here because this is my public subnet. Why we can say called as a public subnet here? Because we are allowing to the any of them in our EC2 machine and we are allowing to the outgoing traffic. So what is the incoming traffic and outgoing traffic is nothing but, so it's our traffic. So after that we have to create one another EC2 machines here, but in that EC2 machines here I don't want to allow any of them in my machines because it's a private property. So then what we have to do here? So we can say only I want to outgoing traffic here from this EC2 machine. Then what we have to do here? So we can say we need to create another private subnet. So this is my public subnet because we are allowing the incoming traffic as well as outgoing traffic here. But here we created here the one private subnet. In that private subnet, I want, this is my EC2 machine. This EC2 machines I want to communicate with my internet. Then what we have to do here? So we have to allow here the outgoing traffic. Then after that, suppose we need to create here two subnet. So here you can see here the VPC. In that VPC you can see here the I am going to create the Singapore region here. In that your VPC you can see here the, this is my default VPC which is provided from the AWS side. In that AWS side you can see here the your VPC. After that subnet we already discussed, this is my terminologies of the VPC. Then route table, then internet gateway, then you can see here the egress only internet gateway, and elastic IPs NAT gateway, pairing connection, and route server network ACL network code. We will discuss one by one here. So I want to perform here the lab task. First what we have to do here? So I want to create my own VPC. Then what we have to do here? Suppose I am creating here the VPC. So click on the VPC, your VPC. here you can see here the VPC only. If you want to more, then you can click on here. This is my tag name, so it's a default. Where we can see the tag name here, you can see here the in VPC, in your VPC here we don't have any tag name, but I want to proper identification which one is a default, which one is a my own VPC. So that's why I'm saying here that this is my default VPC. Okay, so I have updated here. After that I'm going to create one VPC here. Then I'm saying here my default demo, any of them you can name here, but it will be identify easily which one is default, which one is a custom VPC. After that I'm going to create here the CIDR block, manually input here. Already we know that how many is VPC we need to the decide it, so it will be decide from our end side. And how to calculate it, already we know that. I'm going to create here the in my one VPC. So I'm going to create a 65,536 IPs in my particular the VPC. Then after that I'm not going to changing anything here. If you want to encrypt it, then you can change it. You can monitor mode, then enforce mode. I'm not going to change anything here. So how many IPs we are selected here? So we divided 16. It means we are going to create here the 65,536. Then after that, I'm going to create here the uh, one VPC. You can see here the VPC I have created successfully. You can see here the this is my demo VPC. This is my default VPC. After that, we need to the creator. After that, you can see here the one route table will be automatically generated here. You can see here the two route tables here. Already we had a one route table which is a default VPC. Then after that we created a own custom VPC. So one route table is created here. You can see the default VPC, demo VPC. Then you can see called as a it's renamed my default route table. You can see called as a RT. Then this is my, so it will be create one route table by default, and whatever we created the VPC, it will be create automatically. Already we know that route table is a, we can say call as a, it's a default created from the, once we created the VPC, and it will be created automatically from the AWS side. Then route table is important thing because we know that here what is the purpose of the route table. So I want to route the my traffic. If we don't suppose if we don't have any route table, then what is the purpose of this machine? Because we don't have any incoming traffic and outgoing traffic, then is there any meaning of, is there any meaning of the machine? No, there is no meaning of this machine. So that's why route table, it will be automatically created here. So just I'm going to create here my custom VPC. You can consider same for the default VPC, same thing we have. Okay, so this is my demo VPC RT. So it is already created. Okay, after that, this is my first step we completed here. First VPC is created, after that route table is created, and we renamed these route table, which one is a default and which one is a demo VPC. It will be easily identify us. After that, second step, to create the internet gateway and attach to the our uh, default and custom VPC. So I want to create a one internet gateway. Why we require the internet gateway? Because I want to communicate. So right now we are talking about only public subnet here. I'm not talking about of any of them here. So just I'm going to create here the internet gateway. So I'm saying here the this is my internet gateway. So I want to create one internet gateway, and this internet gateway I want to connect with my route table. because if we are not connected with route table, then how we can communicate with our default public subnet. So after that, what we have to do here, so we have to connect with our route table. So this is my first, we can say called as uh, workflow. So I want to create here one internet gateway. So just click on internet gateway. You can see here, this is my internet gateway, which is already created for the default VPC. You can see here the default VPC ID. You can easily identify here. So if you want to change here default internet, sorry, internet gateway, then I want to create my own. What is the name of my, so you can see what is the demo VPC, then internet gateway. You can specify anything from your name, from your end, for your tag name, that is called. Then you can see here the, this is the optional key and value. I'm not going to change anything here. So once we created the internet gateway, you can see here the, so you can see here the, so you can see here the detach mode, because it will be take some time, because we want to sometime further generate the internet gateway. After that, so we need to the attach with our, I think it's created, sorry. So once we create it, you can see here the, it is detach mode. So we want to attach this state to the our VPC ID. Then how we can attach it? You need to the select attach to the VPC. What is my VPC here? The demo VPC, because we want to connect with internet gateway here. So this is my VPC. In that VPC we created, so we need to the internet gateway with our VPC. So that's why we attach here. You can see here the, both are the attach mode. This is my demo VPC, so we attach here. And for the default internet gateway, so already it's created. So how many VPCs in our AWS account? We have the two VPCs in our AWS account. This is my default VPC, which is provided from the AWS account side, and this is my demo VPC. So it's custom VPC we are going to create for our real-time scenario. Okay. After that, because whenever we're talking about of the real-time scenario, we are not going to use any of the default VPC. So we need to the set of some rules, and we need to the create some set of networks, all those stuffs. So that's why we need to the create a own private custom VPC. After that, we created the one internet gateway. Then after that, we need to the create the two subnets here, because here what we did here, so I have created the one route table, I have created the one internet gateway, but did we create any subnets here? No, we are not created it one any of the subnets here, because this is my public subnet, this is my private subnet. So I want to decide right now. I want to create two subnets. One is a public subnet, one is a private subnet. So how many subnets we need to create here? So we need to create the two subnets for my VPC. So you can see here the three subnets here, which is already created from the AWS side for the default VPC. You can see here the default VPC. But right now I want to create how many VPC we can create, how many subnets we can create. So many subnets we can create, because already we declared the uh, one VPC network. In that VPC network, so we decided VPC sizing. In that VPC sizing, I want to create two subnets in my first requirement. So I'm going to say, hey, here where we need to the create. You can see here what I have here. So just I have clicked the subnet. In the subnet, just I'm going to create the subnet. In that subnet, where I need to create the subnet. So I want to create the subnets in my demo VPC. Then after that, you can see the cider block. Already we know that uh, my subnet name here public sorry public subnet 01. Otherwise, you can see any of them. Right now, just I'm saying here the public subnet ESTN, then dash 0. Okay. After that, availability zone we need to the select it here. Same of them. You can see here the going to select here the Singapore here. Then after that, you can see here the cider block. But here we have the IP4 subnet cider block. Whenever we are going to create here, so we have the one of them interesting concept here. So here 010101, then divided by 6. I'm saying here the 24. So how many IPs I require for my first subnet? So I require 256 IPs. Okay. After that, I'm saying here the same thing for my here. Sorry, I need to copy here. Let me copy and paste it here. But here I have created one subnet 10.10.10.10, and then divided by 24. It means 256 IPs I can use in my first subnet. But here I am going to create same thing. Then what will be happen here? It will be same. Suppose whenever we using the same IP addresses here for the second subnet, then it will be IP collision. So what is the IP collision? So it will be, we can say called as a, so one VPC, it won't be allow same IP addresses. So that's why I need to change here the IP addresses here. So how we can change it? 10.0 dot, so I can change my octet position here for 10, then divided by 24. Otherwise, if we are created the 10.0 10.0, then IP collision happen here. So that's why it won't be allow same IPs for my two subnets in my particular of the VPC. You can see here the we decided already cider block for the VPC, but after that this how many IPs we have here? So we have the we can say called the sorry. Okay, how many is IPs we here? 65,536 IPs here. But whenever created the subnets here, so we have to decide the another IPs here, because we are creating the how many IPs we can use in my particular VPC. We can use 65,536 IPs for my particular the VPC. But what is the subnet? Subnets is nothing but it's a, we can say called as a, it's small network for my VPC. So we are going to create for one VPC. Then in one VPC we need to the IP sizing. We need to the decide the IP sizing for my particular the subnet. So I'm going to decide here. I want to use for my particular the subnets here 256 IPs. Then what we have to do here? 10.0.10.0 divided by 24. Then it will be 256 IPs allowed for my first subnet. After that, here same thing. I want to same for my private subnet. I want same IPs here, but we need to change the IP addresses here. Otherwise, if we are using the same IP addresses, then IP collision happen here. Then it won't be allowed for my same of the network. So that's why we need to change here the 10 divided by 0.0.0 divided by 24. You can see here the whenever divide by 24 here. How many IPs we have in my particular of the subnets here? 256. Okay. So you can see here the I'm not going to tags is nothing but it's a tag, the simple tag name. So if you want to select it, or you can select it, otherwise you can skip because it's optional. So 256 IPs I have created here. Then in this cider block, in my whole VPC network, we have the 65,000 IPs. But I'm going to create for one subnet. I'm going to decide it here 256 IPs I want. But in future, I want more IPs. So it suppose we use for the um, for my first subnet all IPs. Then what we have to do here? So we don't have any option for the scaling part here. So we need to the create another subnet, and we need to the so it according to the requirement wise we can create the IPs. Then just I'm going to create here the 256. Apart from that, we have the more IPs here, more than the 65,536 we cannot create it in my particular the VPC. So we created one subnet here. In that one subnet, 256 IPs I have created here. Then you can see here the I have created my first subnet. After that, here you can see here the I'm going to create another VPC, sorry, another subnet here. And what is the name for my here? This is my private subnet. So I'm going to create here the so you can see here the -01. Okay, so you can select any of them name here, so easily identify. So that's why I'm going to create here the private and public here, because I want to create one public subnet and I want my private subnet for my private resources. So that's why. Okay, so after that you can see here that I'm going to use same of the IPs here, my four subnets here, 10.0.0. Then you can see here so right now, sorry, at 24. Okay, so you can see here the right now we cannot see any of error here, but whenever we are creating here you can see here the cider addresses overlap with existing subnet. So already we used here. So that's why, because already we used this IP for my public subnet, but for my private subnet I want to use it. So what we have to do here, we need to the change the my one octet position. I need to the change here. You can see here the 10.0.1.0 divided by 24. It means 256 IPs for my private subnet. So that's why it is not allowing to me same thing, because otherwise you can see here the IP collision happen, otherwise we can call the IPs overlaps here. So that's why we need to the change. Every time we can change it and we can use it according to the our requirement. Here I have created same thing. So we have the some interesting part here, because we need to the very careful here, because whenever we go with at interview time it will be asked definitely this question whenever we are using of the same IPs for the my two subnet. Then what will be happen, then we have to say it will be cider addresses overlaps issue. Okay, otherwise IP collision happen in our particular of the VPC. But if we have the another VPC, then you can use it because it's a different part. But we are creating the two subnets in my particular of the same VPC I'm going to use here. So that's why it is not allowing to me same IP addresses here. Other after that you can see here the I have created the two IP addresses here. I need to okay. This is my private subnet. This is my public subnet. Okay. Once we created the private subnet, public subnet, then we need to check here. We already renamed default route table and our whatever we have the VPC custom route table here. After that, what we have to do here, we have to, whatever we created the route tables, then we need to the route tables associated uh, route table associated with our subnets. Then how we can associate it with subnet? Because here you can see here the, this is my subnet. In this subnet I need to the, this route table associated with my first route table. Then how to associate it? Just we need to the click on here. Okay, so where we have the route table here, in this route table we need to the click on the route table here, subnet associations. What is the subnet association? Because we created here the one subnet here, but I want to route my traffic. Then how we can route the my traffic? So first we need to the association this route table with my first subnet, then we can associate it. Otherwise we cannot associate it my traffic, because we can say call as a, we are not if we are not connected route table, then we cannot route our traffic in my first subnet. So that's why we need to the create it here, the we need to the subnet association here. So how to do here? Just we need to the go with route table. In this route table we need to the click on the edit subnet association here. So in this subnet association, so where right now where we have, we are in demo VPC route table. In this demo VPC route table you can see here the how many what is the routes here. We have the one routes here, so it's only allowed to the local route. But whenever I want to uh, in the subnet association I want to allow the incoming traffic as well as outgoing traffic. What is the meaning of local? Local is nothing but, so we are allowing only local to local. We are not connecting on the, any of the internet. So that's why you can see here that whenever we go with here in this subnet association, already we created the one route tables for the my public subnets. You can see here the in public subnets. So we created, already we created the one demo VPC route table. So I think we need to the change here the, I'm not going to change anything here. This is my public route table. We can say call it a, so this is my public route table. So we can say call it a, it is a public route table. So I want to create another one route table for my private subnet. So I'm going to create one another route table here. It's a private route table. Then we need to select it here the demo VPC. Then I have created the route table. So how many route tables we have? We have the total 3 route tables, but this is for default VPC. This is my public route table. This is my private route table. So we have the two route table. It's a for the public route table for the public subnet. It's a private route table for the private subnet. So once we created the another route table here, then I need to the uh, I need to the public route table associated with my public subnet. Then how we can here? So just we need to the click on here, then subnet association. So what we selected here, this is my public subnet, public route table. Then we need to the click on the here, then subnet association, then edit subnet association. You can see here the right now what we have routes here, we are having of only local routes here, but I want to allow my route, I want to allow my traffic incoming as well as outgoing for my public subnet. Then what we have to do here, we need to the subnet association, because here this is my route table. In this route table I want to create one EC2 machines in my first public subnet. Then this route table I need to the associated with my first subnet, that is called as a public subnet. you need to the select it here subnet association. Then we have the two subnets here. One is a private subnet, another is a public subnet. Just click on the edit subnet association, then edit subnet association. I'm selected here the public sub subnet association. Then just we selected here the, you can see here the, let me refresh it, route table. In this route table you can see here the IP is 4, I think. Okay, so you can see here the, so successfully we associated, let me check, yeah, here public subnet associated, subnet associated with my public route table. So I need to the select same thing for my private route table. So just click on here. So right now no subnet association. So we need to the select it here for the private subnets. Then you can see here the subnet association we selected. But whenever we talking about of the routes here, so we don't have any, just click on here the route. We don't have any routes here for the incoming as well as outgoing here. So here we are associated route table with my subnet. But after that, this route table I need to the connect with my internet gateway. Then after that, once we attach the internet gateway, then to the public route table in the route, so that subnet will be become a public subnet. That is called as a internet will be available. Otherwise, internet won't be available for the my subnet. So what we have to do here, we need to the select it here. Just click on the edit route here. We need to the add routes here. So we need to the select it here the internet gateway. In this internet gateway, we need to the select it here the, you can see here the, already we have the demo VPC internet gateway. You can see here the, but what we have to select it here, we need to the selected any of them here, just you. Okay, so we selected here the, we can see called as a my destination. So this is my destination, this is my internet gateway. So we attach the internet gateway to my public route table in the routes. So that subnet will be become a public subnet and internet will be available. So whenever we talking about of the private route table here, at that time do we require any routes here? No, we don't require any routes here because I don't want to the internet connection. Because if we are allowed to the incoming traffic and outgoing traffic for my particular of the subnet, then we can say call as a, it is a public subnet. So that's why I'm not going to change anything in for my private route table here. So I have selected subnet association for the subnet route table, public subnet association with public route table. Then after that, private route table associated with my private subnet. Just you need to the selected here the, whenever we click on the default route table here, in this route you can see here the, already it selected the destination and this is my internet gateway. So you can see in the default VPC, it's we have the two routes. One is a local, which is we can say called as a, we can communicate internally at local level. Then we have the local routes and I want to connect with my internet. Then what we have to do here, so we need to the add the internet gateway in this route table. How we can add it, just click on the edit routes, and but here we are not added for my private route table because I don't want to internet connection, but I want internet connection for my private subnets also here. Then if we are allowed to the same thing, then we can call as a public subnet. We have the another procedure how to connect with my internet, this particular of the machine. Then we will see. Then after that, once we routed, then just I want to test, are we going to create the public subnet, uh, are we going to the private subnet or not. So then after that you can see here the one subnet. We created the internet gateway, then we created the route table, and we have association here. Then I want to create one EC2 machines for my first subnet, and after that I want to second EC2 machines for my private subnet also. Then I want to test if we are connected internet or not. Then how we can test it here. So already we know that how we can create it one VPC EC2 machines here. So just click on the EC2 machines here. Maybe so we can see what is the public VM here. This is my public virtual machine. In this virtual machines, what we need to the change here, this is my key pair. So after that, what we need to the change here in the network setting, I don't want to default VPC. Just click on here. So whenever we click on here, the you can see here the demo VPC, because this is my custom VPC. in that in this custom VPC, we have the two subnets. One is the private, another is the public. Then what is the private subnets here? Private subnets, sorry, private subnets is nothing but we don't have any internet gateway. But here we have the internet gateway, so that's why I'm selected here the public subnets. So easily we need to the identify. That's why we need to the added the name here. So after that, you can see here the IP addresses, availability zones, then owner, each and everything we can see here. Okay. From here also we can create. Okay. Then uh, after that, auto assign public IP. By default, it will be disabled for the public incoming traffic, outgoing traffic. So that's why I need to the select here the enable here. So after that, we have the firewall here, security groups already we discussed it. Here I want to create my security group own, then you can create it. Otherwise we can select it here the existing default VPC security group. Then after that, just I'm going to launch my EC2 machines here. You can see here the successfully we created the public EC2 machines here. You can see here the public VM here, but in this public VM we need to the allow the incoming traffic as well as outgoing traffic. Then what we need to the change here, just click on the security group. Then after that we know that how to add the inbound here. But whenever we talking about of the security group is a stateful services. What is the uh, stateful? Stateful is nothing but whatever we are allowing the incoming, then it will be default for the outgoing also. Suppose I want to connect with my, see, you can see here the all traffics are allowed here. But after that, I want to connect my Linux machine. Then what we have to do here by using of sh here. So already we know that here we need to change here the sh here. Then IP is anywhere here, because I need to connect this local EC whatever we created virtual machines. I want to connect with my uh, by using of the git bash. I want to connect. Then so that's why I'm going to create it here sh here. So you can see here the by default it will be allow here, because security group is a stateful. So once we added the incoming and outgoing rules here, so we need to the connect it here. After that we have the options here. Already we know that by using of the sh client. So that's why we allowed in sh in our security group. So I need to the here. So where we have right now my PEM file here. So just I need to the click on here the open git bash here. After that git bash open here, just we need to, sorry, I think I copied something different here. So I need to clear here. Okay. After that, what we need to the here. So just we need to select it here. Then we need to you can see here it will be asked for me. Yes, I want to connect with my machine. Yes, successfully we connected. After that I want to test my internet connection is available or not in this my machine. Then how we can check that here? So we have or we know that what is the command. I want to connect with my internet. Just I want to test my website is work. We are going to the ping or not here, www.google.com. If we are successfully ping to the google.com, then we can call the internet connection will be available in my machine. Otherwise we are not connected properly with my machines. You can see here the google.com it's working, and we created our own custom VPC, and we are successfully connected with our first subnets. But whenever we talking about of the private subnets here, you can see here the we successfully we connected, but I want to test we have the another subnet. In this subnet internet connection is available or not, I want to test it. Then how we can do here? So just we need to the click here the launch EC2 instances. I'm going to create a private. I'm saying here the private VM. Okay, then after that just we need to the change here the first here keep here. After that we need to the change here the VPC. After that we have the private subnets here, because I'm creating the one EC2 machines. In this EC2 machines I want to check the my internet connection is available or not. Do we connected anything here? No, we are not connected anything here right now. But here we connected the route table, we connected the internet gateway. Then we can successfully, we are saying we are allowing the incoming traffic as well as outgoing traffic, because this is my public subnet. But whenever we're talking about of the private subnet, in this private subnet we are not allowing to the internet gate. We don't have any internet gateway, so we don't have any we have the route table, but we don't have any internet gateway. So then how we can do here, we can see here. Then I'm going to create here my selected the existing one. Then you can see here the, so you can see here for my two EC2 machines are running here right now. So it is installing here. So in this security group you can check here. In this security group already we have the SH here, because you can see here the SH here. For my one region we are started IP is 4 SH here. Here we are allowed inbound rules here. We decided inbound rule here. For my Singapore region it will be allowed for all machines. But just I want to test my internet connection is available or not in my private VM. Then how we can test it here? Connect. Then just we need to the copy. Then what we have to do here? So just I need to do. So where we have, so just I need to the create one here, another git bash here. Then I need to the paste it here. You can see here, can we connect our machine or not here? Are we going to connect with my machines? Yes, we are going to connect with my machines, but it is allowed from our side to the AWS account. No, it is not allowing. You can see here the connection timeout, because we are not it is not allowing from our git bash side to the our AWS account in our private subnet. So it is not allowing the, we can call it the, you can see here the, so you can see here the, I'm using this command. Whatever we have the command here is sh command. By using of this command I'm I'm going to connect with my EC2 machines here. No, we are, it is allowing to me. No, it is not allowing to me because we don't have any incoming traffic here in this subnets, because this is my private subnet. So that is the, we can say, called as a connection timeout here. Whenever we connected with our machines, then we can ping to the our machines. Okay, so whenever we're talking about the here, are we saying here, we can say called as a, we are not connecting any of the machines because we are not allowing the incoming traffic. So it is not allowing me in our AWS account to connect with my machine. Then how we can connect these machines? I want to connect with my machines, and I want to allow, I want to connect with my machines, and I want to check internet is available or not in my EC2 machines. Just I want to check it. In this my subnet, I want internet connection also. Then what we have to do here? So we have to create a here NAT gateway. But where we need to create the NAT gateway? So here we cannot create the NAT gateway. Already we created the one private route table here. That's called the, we created the one private route table. In this private route table, I want to connect with my EC2 machines. Then right now, it is allowing to me. No, it is not allowing to me connect with my EC2 machine because we use the private subnets. So we are not allowing any of the user connect with my machine. But I want to connect with my machines, and I want to check internet connections are available or not in my machines in my private subnet. Then what we have to do here? So we have to create the NAT gateway. But where we need to create the NAT gateway? We have to create the NAT gateway here. We need to create the NAT gateway here in our public subnet. So I'm saying here the, this is my NAT gateway. After that, once we created the NAT gateway, so once we created the NAT gateway here, this NAT gateway, we need to connect with my private route table here. And after that, we need to associated with, already we associated, but we are not created any NAT gateway here. Once we created NAT gateway in our public subnet, then we need to connect this NAT gateway with our private route table. Then we can connect with our machine. Otherwise, we cannot connect with our machine because we can say called as a, we are not allowed any of them because it's my private own property. So connected with private subnet, from the public subnet, we need to use the SS connection. Already we use the SS connection, but do we can say call as a, is there any use of them? No, there is a no use of, because it is not allowing to me. But whenever we created NAT gateway, then by using of SH we can connect with our machines. But whenever we talking about of the as of both of EC2 instances are available under the same VPC, then we should be able to access one machine from to the another machine. Then how we can access it? Because here already we know that VPC is a one of big network. In this big network, we created one subnet, we created another subnet. In this one subnet, I need to uh, I need to check across the connection between the two machines. Then how we can connect it for my both of machines? Then because here we created one public subnets here. In this public subnets, we need to create the one internet gateway. Then we need to check the, are we going to connect with this my machine or not here. So then first we have to do here the, just go to the public VPC. It's difficult for first time whenever we creating the VPC because we can create easily for the public subnets, but it is a difficult to understand the private subnet because we created the public subnet. In this public subnets we required one route table, we required the internet gateway. But once we created private subnet, then we created one EC2 instances in our private subnet, but we are not connected with our machine because we are not allowing in our private property. Here I need to create one internet NAT gateway here. Do we have any NAT gateway here? No, we don't have any NAT gateway. Just click on the NAT gateway here. So I'm going to say here private subnet. You can see here. Okay, you can see here the regional wise. I want to create it here where I need to select it here which VPC. This is my custom VPC. You can see here the public. So connected connectivity type with public. Are we do we have any options for the private? No, we don't have any options for the private. So whenever we changing any of them here manually or any of them here, so whenever we selected the manually, then we can selected the availability zone for that particular the region. If we selected the automatic, it will be selected automatically, but we don't have any options here. So we don't have any options here to select the private subnet. We selected here only public subnets here. You can see here the NAT gateway. I'm going to create here the publicly connectivity with my public here, because what is the purpose of the NAT gateway? I want to connect with my private subnet and I want to communicate with my outside of the traffic. Here why we are going to create here NAT gateway? Because I want to connect with we can connect our private subnet easily, but whatever we created private subnet, I want to check internet is available or not in my private subnet. Then uh, we don't have any internet because we are not allowing the any incoming traffic, any outgoing traffic. But I want internet here. Then what we have to do here, we have to create the internet gateway. Then we can say called as a internet gateway is available for my private subnet. So that's why I'm going to create it here NAT gateway. So you can see here the NAT gateway I have created. Once we created the NAT gateway here, you can see here the once we created the NAT gateway easily, but uh, I want to test my both of EC2 instances are available in my VPC or not. Then how we can do this one? So I need to use here the mobile extra. Mobile extra is nothing but we have the easily options for the GUI options for my connection. So mobile storm is nothing but if you are not aware about of the mobile storm, then you can search on the YouTube. So mobile storm is nothing but it's useful for the Windows machines. So I'm uploading the Windows machine whatever we have the data. I'm going to upload my data upload, and we are going to easily connect um, Windows machine to the Linux machine. So that's why we need to use the mobile extra, because mobile extra is nothing but we can call as a easily we can communicate with our Linux machine. But here also we can easily communicate with our uh, Linux machine by using of the gateway. But what is the purpose of the mobile extra? Mobile extra is nothing but we have the GUI option here, because I want to connect with my EC2 machines here. We don't have a GUI options because I need to upload the PEM file here. So where we have the let me check. So here we need to create the RDP. Okay, so it's a remote desktop. Okay, so you can search on the Google, otherwise you can search on the YouTube, how we can, what is the purpose of the mobile storm and how we can install it and all those stuffs. Okay, it's simple step. Okay, so after that I want to connect with my machines. Earlier we were using of the git bash. I want to connect with my machine, but right now I'm going to create here mobile extra. You can see here the sh here. Then I'm going to create here the one remote host here. What is the remote host here? So already we created the one EC2 machines where we created in my public subnet here. So in my public subnets, one EC2 machines here. So we created the internet gateway also. So I want to connect with my first public uh, public virtual machine here. You can see here the this is my public IP addresses here. But I want to connect with my public IP addresses here. Mobile stuff open here. Then we need to the remote host here. Just we need to the enter here. Then specific username here. This is my EC2. Otherwise public we can call it EC2 user. We can call it the EC2 user. Okay. Then advanced as setting here. Then I want to upload my PEM file here because we don't have any upload PEM file options, GUI options in Gitbag. So that's why I'm going to use here the mobile extra. But uh, whenever we using of the Linux machines, by using of a Linux machine, by using of Linux command, we can upload easily of the PEM file. Because what is the purpose of the connected with private subnets here? Because I want to uh, I want to create a one EC2 machines in my private subnet we created, but after that I want to check uh, internet gateway are allowed or not in my private subnet. Then what we have to do here, as of both of EC2 machines are available under the same VPC, we should be able to access one machine from to another machine. So that's why here you can see here the we created the NAT. I want to create the NAT gateway here. We created the NAT gateway here in my public subnet. After that, I want to connect with my NAT gateway with my route table here. Okay. So where we have the route table here, I think we missed one thing here in VPC. So in the route table, where we have the route table, private route table here. Okay. In this private route table, we need to connect with our NAT gateway because we missed the NAT gateway here. Okay, so yes, successfully we NAT gateway and local here. So what is the meaning of NAT gateway? By using I want to communicate with my outside. Okay, here, so I want to upload my PEM file here. Here my PEM file. Then I'm going to upload here. So yes, I'm allowing to here. You can see here the successfully. This is my IP address for my public subnets. You can see here the in EC2 machine instances. Okay, then public subnet, public VM here. You can see here the this is my IP addresses, private IP addresses for my public virtual machine. You can see this is my okay. So easily we can say call it the I want to check yes ping www.google.com. You can see here the already we are connected with my, okay. But whenever we're talking about of the, this is my public virtual machine, but I want to here. So after that, once we upload the once we created the once we connected our public virtual machines in our mobile extra, then we need to the upload the file, PEM file. Where we need to the upload the PEM file, here we have the options, because in Git Bash we don't have any PEM file upload option. So that's why I'm using to I'm using of the mobile extra. But whenever we talking about of the Linux here, if we have the Linux, then there is a no required for the mobile extra. What is the purpose of the mobile extra? It is nothing but we are connecting, we are communication Windows machine to the my Linux machine. That's it. Apart from that, we don't. So we have the GUI option. So that's why I'm going to use of the mobile extra. Okay. In real time, if we have the Linux machine, then we can use the command, upload the PEM file, and we can use it. Otherwise, you can if we have the Windows machine, then we can use of the mobile extra. Okay. So here I'm going to upload my PEM file here. Okay. You can see here the my PEM file is uploaded successfully in my public VM here. Okay. So whenever check here the ls-l here, you can see here the, but we have the read write permissions here also. But I don't want to give the permission right here. Just I want to give the permission for the read permission for my PEM file. Then what we have to do here? So already we know that. So chmod already we discussed in our Linux. Okay, file permission, all the stuffs here. So after that, chmod 400. Then what is my PIM file name here? Uh, test 12345. Okay. Then I think no such a directory. Let me check where we have. Yes, we are in. Okay. Chmod 400 test 12345 dot PIM file. I think I missed something here. Give me 1 minute. Chmod. Oh, sorry. I I think I missed wrong name here. 12345. Then dot PIM file. Okay. Yes. Earlier I missed dot PIM extension. After that I missed a wrong name here. You can see here the successfully we give the permission for only read permission here. Whenever we check ls-l here, you can see here the we are giving only the read permission. Okay. After that, make sh connection to the private subnet by using of the given of the command. What is the, suppose we created here public subnet, we created the public VM connected in our successfully in our mobile external. Then I want to connect with my private subnet machines. Okay. So where we have the private VM, it is available in our private subnet. Then I want to connect with my machines. Then how we can connect it? Because we need to enter the command here hyphen -i. After that, what is my PIM file here? So hyphen I is nothing but it's a insert mode. Then what is my PIM file name here? Test 12345 dot PIM. Then EC2 machine, because we are connecting my EC2 machines. Then hyphen user. Okay. After that, we need to the copy our private IP addresses here for my private virtual machine. Okay, so we need to the paste it here. Okay, you can see here the yes. Here we can see here the are you sure you want to continue connecting our machine? Yes. Earlier, whenever we are copy of our sh command and whenever we pasted in our git bash, then we can see the timeout connection. But here are here you can see the we don't are we going to any in timeout connection here? No, we cannot see any of the timeout connection here because we are uploaded the PIM file and we are giving the we created the NAT gateway in our public subnet and we are connected with our route table here from the our private subnets to the private virtual machine. Yes, I want to connect with my machine. You can see here the successfully we connected with our private virtual machine. Whenever we check here uh, IP addresses for my private virtual machine, same here 10.0.1.1555 because already we know that what is the purpose of 10.0.0.1. So it won't be uh, collision IP overlaps IPs, so that's why it's used for the 0.1 here. So you can see here the successfully we connected with our private virtual machine. Once we connected with our private virtual machine, then I want to check internet is available or not in my private subnets, in my private virtual machine. Then how we can say I want to check it? Then just we know that www.google.com. If it is ping successfully, then we can say called as a we successfully connected with our private virtual machine. Otherwise, if we are not ping properly, if any error in that, we can say called as a we are not successfully connected with our private virtual machines. So www.google.com. You can see here the yes, successfully we connected private virtual machines and successfully we can ping here from our side. Whenever we talking about of the any incoming traffic, no, it is not allowing to me enter in my machines by using of the git bash. So already we verified whenever we talking about of the I want to mm, I want to connect with my private machines by using of the git bash. No, it is not allowing to me. It will be say connection timeout here because we are not allowed to connect with my machine. But I want to check I want to allow with my machines. I want to connect with my machines. Then how we can connect it? So we need to the connect first our public subnet. In this public subnet we need to the create the one route table here. In this public subnet we need to the create a one NAT gateway. This NAT gateway we need to the connect with route table for the private subnet. Then we need to the associated with my private subnet. Then we can successfully outgoing traffic. So here you can see we are not allowing to from our side incoming, but we are allowing to this side because I think it's let me check here. Okay, so it's we can say it's we can say this is my outgoing traffic we allowed. This is the we can say we are not allowed here, but here we allowed here because we created the one private subnet here. In this private subnet we created one private virtual machine and we created the NAT gateway. By using of the NAT gateway we can easily connect with our outbound rooms here. So this is our laptop for the whenever we talking about of the But if we are not created any NAT gateway here, suppose I want to check, I don't want to allow outgoing traffic also from my end, then what we have to do here? So sorry, in the go to the VPC, then in the NAT gateway, but whatever we created, the VPC, subnets, route table, internet gateway, these are the free resources, so bill won't be generated for these resources. But whenever we created the NAT gateway, then bill will be generated for the VPC. So only this service, only we can say called whatever we have the privatization data, those data will be we can say called the bill will be generated. So we can say called the this is paid service, but whatever we created the VPC, subnets, route table, internet gateway, these are the uh, we can say called the bill won't be generated for these services, but we created the NAT gateway, then bill will be generated. But I don't want to internet connection from my side also in my private virtual machine. So I'm deleting the NAT gateway also here. You can see here that if we deleted, yes, I think we deleted successfully. Okay, we are deleting the here. But whenever we, I'm going to check here www.google.com. You can see here the, sorry, I missed a pin here. You can see here the, are we going to connect with google.com? No, we are not going to connect with our google.com also here, because we deleted the NAT gateway. So that is the purpose of the NAT gateway. So NAT gateway is nothing but, so whenever we're talking about of the NAT gateway, so NAT gateway is nothing but we need to create the NAT gateway in the public subnet, add the NAT gateway in the private subnet, route table. But after the NAT gateway attached, we should be able to ping the google.com. Otherwise, uh, we cannot ping the google.com, because whenever we're talking about of the NAT gateway, so we are allowing to the outgoing traffic only to the from our side. Suppose I want internet connection in my private subnet, so that's why we need to create the private subnets. Whenever we created here the, you can see the, right now we are not allowing to the google.com here, but whenever we created again the NAT gateway here, okay, then I'm going to create for VPC, demo VPC here, then public here. Okay, after that, once we done the NAT gateway here, then what we have to do here, we need to go with route here, private, then you can see here the edit, then I need to remove from this one. Okay, I need another one, then in NAT gateway, then you can see here we have the, okay, so this is my private subnet, this is my demo. I think, let me check what is my NAT gateway name. So pending, it's a pending and it's a deleting. Which one? This one I want to select it. So in this route table, in this route table, I need to select it here. I need to create it here. I think, let me check once again. Sorry. Here in the route table, in this route table, once we remove, okay. After that, I need to select the NAT gateway. After that, I need to select it and demo one. Latest one we created demo one. So I have selected here. You can see here the, so its black hole is nothing but it's not we can say called as it is not created yet. It will be take some time. You can see here the, I think, oh sorry, we need to IP addresses monitoring. Okay, let me check. So it's saying pending. www dot sorry ping we already used here command. Okay, I think we are not going to create it here. It will be take some time. Okay, let me create once again. So let me close this connection sessions here. So I'm saying here the okay. So I'm going to connect it here. You can see here the so this is my public virtual machine. So I want to communicate with my private subnets here. So how we can communicate with my private subnet virtual machine? So already we know that. So we need to use the command. Which command we need to use it? I think we have this command here. You can see here the sh here insert mode, then pem file here ec2 user, and what is the private network here. Let me check. One ec2 machines instances. Okay, this is my private IP addresses. Let me connect with my machine. You can see here we connected successfully. Okay. After that, I need to check the www ping google.com. Earlier we deleted. Again, I need to check. I'm going to create or not here. You can see here the successfully we are connected with our internet from my private virtual machine side because we are allowing only outgoing traffic here. But whenever we created the NAT gateway here, so already we discussed whatever we created in the VPC, all resources are free. But whenever we created the NAT gateway, it will be so it will be bill generated for the NAT gateway because NAT gateway we need to use the elastic IPs here. You can see here the earlier we don't have any elastic IP, but here we have the elastic IP here because we are allocated IP elastic IP addresses here. So that's why bill will be generated for the NAT gateway. If we don't have any NAT gateway, then we cannot say any elastic IPs also here. If suppose I'm going to delete also this one, you can see here that this is the deleted, this is the available. So I'm going to delete this one also. Okay. So you can see here the you cannot see the elastic IP addresses also. You can see here the I think it will be take some time. After that you can check because elastic IP will be generated here because we are connecting, we are establishing the connection internally from the internet side. Okay, that is called as a NAT gateway. So this is the we can say called as a by using of mobile desktop we are uploading the file Windows machine to the Linux machine, so that's why we use the mobile desktop. If you want to install it, then you can search on the YouTube how to install the mobile desktop in our Windows machine, then you can. Okay, here we need to understand first what is the VPC here and how we can create the one subnets here and both of subnets how we can create the EC2 machine. Once we created the EC2 machines, then we can easily connect it with our public virtual machine. But whenever we're talking about of the private virtual machine, we cannot connect easily with our private virtual machine because we need to the perform some operations here. We need to the upload the file without upload PEM file, we cannot connect with our machine. But why we need to use NAT gateway? Because I want to check my internet connection or not in my private virtual machine. Then we need to use the NAT gateway. So whatever we created the resources, those are the resources are the free in the VPC. But whenever we use of the NAT gateway, in this NAT gateway, so when elastic IP will be generated, you can see here the now we don't have any elastic IPs because we deleted the NAT gateway. Yeah. So if we deleted the NAT gateway, we cannot ping with our google.com here. You can see here the again I'm trying to Google ping to the google.com. Here you can see here the we cannot ping to the google.com because we are not using of the NAT gateway in our private subnet. But where we need to the create the NAT gateway, so we need to the we need to the create the NAT gateway in our public subnet. Then we need to the connect this NAT gateway with our this route table. Then we can connect with our internet. Otherwise, sorry, we, then we can connect with our machine. Otherwise, we cannot connect with our machine because we need to the upload the PEM file and we need to the give the some permission only for the read permission. We are not allowing to the write permission. So these are the things we need to the perform for the VPC. After that, so we have the one topic is pending here, VPC pairing. So in the upcoming session, uh, we will discuss about of the VPC pairing. What is the VPC pairing? VPC pairing is nothing but, so we have the this is my VPC. In this VPC we have the two VPCs. Okay, sorry. So this is my AWS account, not VPC. This is my AWS account. In this AWS account we have the two VPCs. One is a we can say called as a VPC 01. Another one is a VPC 02. Okay, I want to communicate with these machines. I want to communicate with this machine. Then how we can suppose whatever we created the resources, these resources I want to communicate with my second VPC resources. Then how we can do this one? So by using of the VPC pairing, we can communicate. So I want to communicate with my VPC1 to the VPC2, then we can say called as a VPC pairing. But in this VPC pairing, another we have the things here. Whenever we talking about the pairing connection here, so this is the same AWS account whenever we talking about here, but here we have the another VPC. So whenever we using of the this is my first AWS account and we have the another AWS account and here we have the another VPC. Then I want to communicate this VPC to the this AWS VPC account. Then what we have to do here, we need to use the VPC pairing connection. Whenever we're talking about of the VPC creating here, you can see here the my account, another account. My account is nothing but we have the two VPCs here. One is a default VPC, another is a custom VPC. Then we can communicate it easily by using of the VPC pairing. But whenever we created one VPC in first AWS account and I want to communicate it VPC, I want to communicate it VPC with another AWS account. Then what we have to do here? We have to use for the VPC pairing. So this is the VPC pairing. So it will be two options. We need to the selected same account. Otherwise, we can connect. We can select another account also. So in upcoming session, we will discuss it VPC pairing. Once we discuss the VPC pairing and what is the purpose of the VPC pairing, then we need to the perform the lab task for the VPC pairing because already we created the one custom VPC. Here we have the two VPCs. One is a default VPC, another demo VPC. Then we can connect with demo VPC and we can connect with our default VPC. Then easily we can communication internally. So this is my internal communication will be happen between the two VPCs. So once we done this one, then we will start our Terraform. Okay. So this is, we have the only one last one topic which is pending for the AWS cloud computing, that is called as the VPC pairing. After that we will discuss, uh, we will start our Terraform. Okay. Thank you guys.